Hey, you Potter Than Hell junkies. This is Carl Kennedy from the Rods in Kennedy. You're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with the metal encyclopedias themselves, Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan on the keyboards. Crank it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host. I am joined this week by
BC
and
BB.
And our keyboard player tonight is me. Dylan's taking the night off, and we're here, just the old guys tonight, hanging out, talking some music and stuff here. The first saddest news that we've heard in the rock world, since Neil Peart passed away in January, I think. So this year just keeps on getting fucking better and better. Eddie Van Halen passed away the other day, and you could have knocked me over with a feather. I mean, you knew he was sick, but you never really thought it would happen. You know what I mean? And it's going to be one of them things, for me anyways, you're going to remember where you were when you heard the news, one of those kind of things. And I was at work at the firehouse, and of course, I couldn't, raise a toast or really rock the fuck out to some VH that night because I was at work. But, I made up for it last night for sure. And so we're gonna have a little VH discussion here. What do you think, BC?
Like you said, you knew he was sick, but he's been sick for I don't know how many years now. So he just took it as hey. But I think it was a few weeks ago. David Lee Roth was asked something about Van Halen. He said there's no Van Halen plans right now, and everybody got but still, you're never ready for it. I don't think, no matter when it is or who it is.
What do you think, BB?
Yeah, the Van Halens, they're always so secretive. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. It's just heartbreaking. That so hopefully he went quick and he didn't suffer, because the last thing we kind of knew last I knew, I thought he was going all the way over to Germany for treatment. And that's probably 4, 5, 6 months ago.
Yeah,
at
that
least.
was in the summer, I think, early summer.
So like I said, they're so secretive. You don't know what's really going on, but it's just music world. It's a tough spot now because
it is.
And I said it my wife. It's just weird. I never met him, and you're just so heartbroken over it, and it's just. You don't understand, how can you just be so upset that somebody passed away that you never even knew?
Because there's so many memories.
But you did. You
grew
did
up.
know him. You didn't know him personally.
All of us there grew up with them.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you really think about it, when you first started listening to music, Van Halen was one of the very first ones. I was like, ooh, you followed him, and I'm 50, you're 52.
Yeah.
48.
38.
38.
48, so
And I've said it before, these were the guys that got me away from Kiss. Kiss was it. And then, boom, Van Halen. And I can honestly say, I'm a massive Kiss fan. I love them, but I don't think that any Kiss album matches up to the first 5 Van Halen albums. For me, anyways. Love them to death, but they were my David Lee Roth. He's my front man of all time. Eddie Van Halen, he is right up there because they were so fun. And the weirdest thing about him passing away for me is there was still always that hope that you would get to see them again. Mm. There was always that, okay, you know what? All right, if they come back with Sammy, not as good as with Dave, but they were out with Dave, so at least we got to see them the last time they played up around here. But now there's not that. There was always that glimmer of hope that maybe something would happen and you would get to see them again. And but that's gone now. And Dave posted stuff, Sammy posted stuff, Wolfgang, Valerie, they all posted something. The most heartbreaking ones for me was the picture that Dave posted of them two together, in a hallway before a show. I was like, oh shit, and it sucks. And I've been binging last night I busted out all my Van Halen vinyl. I only got as far as 1984 because I really didn't want to listen to any Sammy stuff. And for those of you out there that have SiriusXM, Channel 27 Deep Tracks is all Van Halen channel for a while as a tribute. So, but it's sad. It sucks. I mean, dude was great. And
what guitar player and all these other bands, have not been influenced by this guy?
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
Sure.
I mean, you figure in the
Ask anybody who's ever played guitar, big or known or local or anything, Eddie Van Halen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it this way: late '60s, early '70s, you had Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix, pretty much. He's the next guy. I mean, there's a lot of people that were influenced by Ace early on, but as soon as you hit 79, 80, it's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
It is.
No doubt.
Yeah. So we'll go around real quick. Off the top of your head, favorite Sammy and favorite Dave album, BC.
Favorite Sammy album? 5150.
Okay.
I did like it at first, but it's grown on me throughout the years. Dave, oh my God, so many.
There's a gun to your head. You got to pick.
First one.
VH1. How about you, BB?
I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna go the last one for Dave. I love 1984, and that's where I found them guys. That's when I saw that striped Frankenstein guitar that I will always love that design. Probably I think I'm like BC. I think Sammy. I think 5150 is easily my Sammy Hagar album.
Yeah. Okay. For me, Van Halen 2. Even though it has that shit show "Women in Love" on it, I fucking hate that song, but I could still forgive them. And that's another parallel for me with Kiss. My favorite album is Love Gun. Then She Kissed Me is a fucking train wreck dumpster fire of a fucking song, but it's still my favorite album. I can forgive them that shitty album. Because actually last night when I listened to my Van Halen 2 vinyl, I actually got up off my fat ass, went over to the fucking record and skipped "Women in Love" and put on "Beautiful Girls." I fucking hate it. I can't stand that song. It drives me crazy. And when I play Kiss Love Gun, I get to I think it's Almost Human, and then I just pick up the fucking needle and I'm done. But definitely Van Halen 2 for early VH. I don't know why. And I heard and that wasn't even. I heard the first Van Halen I heard was "Running with the Devil." I listened to it in Rob's basement. You hear that, and I've said it a million times before, but like. It was one of those "what the fuck is this" moments, and there's not a moment on that first album that isn't fantastic. But I do like Van Halen 2 more. I don't know, it's just a feel thing for me, but sentimental favorite first one for sure. But and there's no bad Van Halen. There's some bad Van Halen songs for me, but no really blatant skippers in the Dave era except for "Women in Love" for me. And as far as Sammy albums go, I'm going to say "For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge." I like that album. It's grown on me since we did the Vanuary back in January. We did a month full of Van Halen, which is crazy that we did that. Yeah. And I actually just went back. I listened to that real quick because I wanted to find something out. And Dylan said we could have called it Jan Halen too. So that was pretty cool. And when we were prepping for those episodes, and I got listening to "For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge," because didn't someone do that album? I think, like we had to do. I think me and BC had to do a Sammy album each, and then you and Dylan had to do a Dave album each. I think I did "For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge," and I like that album. And when they live right here, right now, I think that whole album's on there except for 2 songs.
Yeah.
And I think it's the best produced album of the Sammy era. Our buddy Mark Hoover balances his favorite album. I have to listen to that one more. I don't know. But the thing for me with the difference for me in between Dave and Sammy Van Halen is the feel. Like they start singing about political shit with Sammy in some songs and stuff like that. That's not what I want Van Halen for. That's not what I go to Van Halen for. I go to Van Halen for the fun. And that's, I think, why I don't like a lot of grunge shit, because I want to feel happy listening to my music. I want to, talk about partying, getting laid and whatever, having a good time, not making myself want to, slit my fucking wrists while I'm listening to this goddamn music. I mean, that's why I'm not a huge grunge fan. But like, and that's the difference for me between Sammy and Dave. I mean, there are some fun party Sammy songs for Van Halen, but they get into religion sometimes and political stuff, and that's not what I go to Van Halen for. I go to Van Halen for the fun stuff, but and there's great stuff from both. Even though I'm a Dave guy, because that's when I came into Van Halen too.
Sure.
And I think it was right before, because I remember Women and Children first coming out. So I had Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, and that was the first album that I got that had just come out. Remember, it had the poster of Dave chained to the fence.
Yeah, I think the one vinyl I got down at the flea market still had it in it. I'm like, how much? $5? Oh, thank you.
Here you go. That's
Give him 10. Keep the change.
yeah, no shit for sure. And just iconic albums. And going back and listening, even Diver Down. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That album is fucking fantastic. I don't care if there's covers. They make them their own.
Except for Big Bad Bill.
No, that's cool. That's fun.
I think the
whole family.
I think that is the only Dave Van Halen I don't like. Is that song? I think everything else, instrumentals, everything, like even Happy Trails, I can handle. I don't know what it is about Big Bad Bill.
Their dad plays on it. Come on, goddamn it! Alex playing with the brushes. It's cool. It's fun. But you didn't have any of that with Sammy. Any of that kind of stuff.
No, because there are a handful of skippers in Sammy's catalog, easily. And
more than with the Dave era.
100%.
In my opinion.
100%.
Because I was listening to the Sirius XM today, and I'm like, they played some song from Van Halen 3, and I'm like, ugh. They played the One I Want though,
right?
And the lyrics of that are just so fucking ridiculous. But that is one of his best solos on any, and that was one that I picked when we did the solos. We did the Eddie Van Halen solos with Peter Cesare,
right?
And I just want to give my condolences to Pete. His mom passed away. Pete, we're thinking about you, buddy. Hang in there. And actually, his partner Vinny Fleddy, his dad passed away. So, guys, we're really sorry, and hang in there. If you guys need to talk or shoot the shit, give us a call anytime. We're available. And our nonsense will make you forget about that shit for a little while.
Yeah.
So hang in there, guys. All right. So now, BB, how many times have you seen Van Halen?
4.
4.
2 at Montage. One with Sammy, one with Gary Sharon. Saw them with Gary Sharon in Philly. I think it was like 96. And then the recent one from 5 years ago up in Bethel Woods. So I've seen every aspect of Van Halen except for the original 4.
Okay. How about you, BC?
3 times? Masters of Rock.
And then we saw them at Montage with Sammy
Sammy. Of course, last time we saw
in
him.
Bethel Woods.
I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah. I mean, I've never got to see the Gary Sharon version. I opted out on that one, which now I'm kicking myself in the ass because I should have went just to go. It's still Van Halen because Michael Anthony was singing shit then too.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
He's saying,
I know he sang,
Get Me a Doctor.
Somebody Get Me a Doctor.
And Bottoms Up, maybe.
And another one. I know he sang at least 2 songs. So and I'm kicking myself in the ass for that. And I got to see the original 4 in in Philadelphia, and actually I looked it up. It was March 21st, 1984. And we talked about that. We did the surprise live episode. I wish you were here for that, BB, last week. Were you here?
Yeah.
Were you?
BC was not here.
Oh, BC wasn't here. I knew when you guys wasn't here. Yeah, because you had to relieve me at work. Okay, I knew when you guys. Sorry about that. Because we talked about all our
peanut butter and jelly,
just favorite live shows and stuff like that, and that's one of my highlights. I'm so glad I got to see the original Van Halen, on their last tour until 2012, I think, or something, 2007, 2012, maybe. I think that first tour was because they toured, and then they did the album after.
All right.
So I got to see them for that. I saw them that one time with Sammy at Montage, and then I want to say I saw them one other time too. Well, I saw them on the reunion tour down in Philadelphia. Saw that show.
All right.
And then we did the Bethel Woods show. So I just didn't see the Sharon era, so I was so happy to look back now. I could say I actually saw the original Van Halen, and I was only 84, so I was 16, so it was cool. Rest in peace, Ed, and BB. You got something? We're gonna do a little taste test, a little toast here.
A little taste test, a little toast. My recent little venture down to Tennessee, I had to pick up the original Jesse James Americans Outlaw honey flavored whiskey. But BC, it said it was established in 1882, but I don't think Jesse was around in 1882.
He's not that old.
He's not that old.
Oh, man.
He's not 1982.
Unless it's a misprint on the label. It's a good one. I bought myself a bottle. This one is Steve's that we just cracked open. BC's is waiting at my house till he has his big... I fixed up the house. We're going to have a big kick-ass party. But definitely cool. Definitely... He's just naming a Jesse James in a loving memory of an American outlaw murdered by a traitor and coward whose name is not worthy to appear here. But that's kind of cool.
1882.
1882. So that must be Jesse James.
Okay.
1847 to 1882. So there you go, man.
All right, let's toast. Long live Edward the Great.
Edward the Great.
Cheers.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Whew. That's smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth.
That's smooth.
That's delicioso.
So if
Very
you
smooth.
live in Tennessee, you can get it there. You can't get it up here, I know.
You cannot.
I was able to get the regular in...
We suck in Pennsylvania.
yeah, another one we can't get. Yeah, I was able to get some in South Carolina when I was down there last.
So there you go. If you like it, hurry up and get that house done so we can start rocking out. You can crack your own bottle open.
That's right. We'll do it Dave style. We'll just pass the fucking bottle around. You know what? All the alcohol will kill all the fucking germs anyway. So
That's good.
That's right. That is nice.
if you guys want any more, drink some more. I don't care. I didn't want a whole lot tonight.
Surprisingly smooth.
It is smooth. It's very good. So yeah. So try that, and rest in peace, Ed. And how about the people like trying to make money now selling these bootleg shirts and shit now? You see them? Like seriously, people like
Look at
the
anything.
fucking bodies. Guy's not even cold yet, and like they're
they're-
trying to make money off them. Just
Look at
settle
anything
down.
there. 9/11 there. Anybody's death.
Right.
It's
Like
the-
even
it's the world we
even
live in.
somebody posted on that Needle Drop website, like the original for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge vinyl still in the wrapper, $1,500. Like really? Like,
Don't buy it just for
come
spite.
on. Jesus.
$1,500.
I can get you the red one for
I hope
50.
no one buys it. I hope no one buys it. Yeah, I actually picked that up, the European one or whatever, the import one. I paid $30
Yep,
for it last
sounds
week.
just as good.
$30.
Now I just need the balanced one. It's orange.
Does it play?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't take it out of the wrapper
Oh,
yet.
all right. Oh,
Which,
I
Oh, it
lead-
does. It plays. It's,
which leads me
That's
to
what I mean.
my...
it's fine.
Does it play? Who gives a shit? Yeah.
How about this last night? I listened to my Van Halen catalog, the Dave era. I went right from the first one, skipped Women in Love, played the rest of them up to the end of 1984. So I kind of needed a VH break. So as we all know by now, AC/DC has a new album coming out. I think it's November 13th maybe, and it's called Power Up. There's a song released called Shot in the Dark. I like it. It's what we've been used to from AC/DC for the last 20 years, that mid-tempo thing. Sounds good. Brian Johnson sounds good. It's a good song. Solos brings it up a little bit. I like it. I enjoyed it. So I pre-ordered the vinyl. I ordered the black vinyl. I don't want there's like a yellow. I'm sick of yellow vinyl. I've had I need a break. So I just ordered the black. Anyway, so I figured I'd listen to a little AC/DC live. So the double live album, right? So I bought that back in probably April, and I never got a chance to listen to it. So I figured, what better time than to listen to it tonight, right? AC/DC album coming out, new song. So I took pictures of these. I don't know what the fuck that is. So I'm gonna show these guys. I took a picture of the album cover. We all know with the one where Angus is jumping, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think anything of it. I just open up the vinyl, put the record on the player, drop the needle, and I hear da-da, da-da, da-da. Go Down is playing from Let There Be Rock. Look at the fucking album that was in there. In the first album slot, the Let There Be Rock album was in the AC/DC Live album. I'm like, what the fuck? So now I don't, it starts out with Thunderstruck and has the Jack on it and like Shoot the Thrills on that one, everything. And Let There Be Rock is in there. I mean, the second album is what the second album should be. But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how did that happen?
Where did he get it?
I got it off of Amazon.
Brand new.
Yeah, brand new. It was in the shrink wrap.
And it's weird how the center is the same.
Yeah, and it's the remastered sticker that's on
Right.
the black, so it's not the original sticker. But I was like, what the hell?
Huh.
So, and it's too late for me to return it because that was months ago. So I'm gonna have to go on there and see like
Read
the
some
reviews
reviews or
and
something
see if
that say,
that happened to
"Hey."
anybody else. Maybe someone reordered Let There Be Rock and they got the first album of the Live on there. I don't know. And I want it because that's the disc I want because it has like the good shit on there. But I'm afraid to fucking order it again because I don't want to get, you know what I mean? Get another
Well, there
one.
you know. This is what you do. Order it. When it comes, send the old one back and say, "Hey, there's like not the right records are not in here," and then they'll give you your $30 back. Just saying. Just trying to help out a friend.
Hey, that's
Totally off the record.
That's right. Don't be doing that, kids.
This never happened. This conversation never happened. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. All right, we'll get into the episode now. Sorry, we had a little. We had to pay homage to the Edward the Great for sure. Guy inspires so many people. I said to my wife, I said I'm really upset by this. I said I usually don't. I said, but like this guy. You can't even tell how many hours of enjoyment this man has given me and millions of people since 1979 and before when they were playing in people's fucking back. Imagine being able to say,
74.
"Man, these guys played in my backyard," or "My buddy was having a party and fucking Van Halen played." Can you imagine that? That'd be fucking awesome.
How many parties have you ever been to that you have not heard Van Halen at?
Right.
Yeah.
Every party I've been to, somebody's playing Van
And
Halen.
recently, now it just popped in my head. A couple of weeks ago, the original bass player died.
Really?
I want to say his last name is like Stone or something, but
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that.
yeah. Shit, I wish I wrote it. I wish it just popped in my head now because it was just recently.
Okay, cool. Weird. All right, so we'll do a little. What are we listening to? BC, what are you listening to? What do you got? What do you got? Well, what are you listening to now? Anything at all?
I'm on the bike today, so the rods are in the bike.
New one?
Yes. And I've been listening to tons of Dokken. Like, I forgot how good some of these albums were. So, other than that, that's about it.
How about you, BB?
Yeah.
Some radio.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I just been on this Van Halen, like.
Even before?
No, just recently, like for like the last couple of days. It's just, I just had Van Halen in my phone like all week. Our buddy Hoover, when he found out, I sent him a text. When he found out, he played Van Halen for like 2 hours after I sent him a text. Like he said, you know what, we're scrapping the rest of the day. We're just gonna play nothing but Van Halen.
Cool.
So he did that, and it's just. It's tough to break away now because now like I'm so deep into just floating back and forth. Like I went all over the place. I went from like 2 to Oh You Wait 1 2 to Diver Down to the Live Here Right Now. I went all over the place. I didn't go in order. I just skipped all over and it's just good fucking shit. That's all I could say.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for me, I've been listening to Van Halen, of course, for sure. And I threw on the Accept Restless and Live the other day. Just absolutely amazing band. I love these guys. They are like European metal. Just Wolf Hoffman's guitar tone is just fucking insane. Great band. Since Mark Tornello joined them, back 2010, I think it was. I just love those guys, and that's a fantastic live album, kick ass. And then I busted out the G3 in Tokyo. I wanted to hear that again. I put on the second disc, so the second disc is like the Joe Satriani stuff, and then the 3 cover songs. But the one Joe Satriani song that he does is called War. Holy shit, this song is fucking fantastic. It's got such a great rockin' groove to it, and in the solo, like it just keeps picking up speed. It is freaking fantastic. So if you ever get a chance to check that out, check it out. It's the G3 live in Tokyo, and the G3 is it's Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and John Petrucci from Dream Theater. And the 3 songs they do, the 3 cover songs they do, Tush from ZZ Top, they do Smoke on the Water, and the third song's escaping me right now. But they do Foxy Lady from Hendrix. These guys just like each song's like 8 to 10 minutes long, and these guys just tear it up. Smoke on the Water is just fucking fantastic. Excellent, and Mike Portnoy plays drums on that. Billy Sheehan plays bass on that when they do the jam, and that's what we were hoping for when we saw the Guitar Gods tour with Yngwie and Gary Hoey and Ron Thrall, Bumblefoot guy. That's what we were hoping for with that, where they just fucking rocked the fuck out. They did Burn, and it lasted, each guy got like 2 bars of a solo, and Yngwie did like fucking 20, and then they went off the stage. So disappointing. But that's what we were looking for. So if you want to hear what we were looking for in that concert, check out the G3 live in Tokyo, because it's absolutely fucking phenomenal. All right, so what we're listening to, except G3 and VH for me, VH for everybody, I will say. BC's got the Rod's Brotherhood of Metal album, which is fucking fantastic. It was our podcast album of the year last year. And some Dokken, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And BB's just ODing on VH.
Yepper.
And the original bass player that passed away from Van Halen was Mark Stone. Rest in peace, Mark. So
they're
getting the old band back together up there.
Get the band back together.
Yeah. So we were Mark Hoover was supposed to be on the episode with us tonight, but something came up, so he wasn't able to make it. So we're going to talk about the great Dokken. We wanted to do this episode earlier to coincide when Hoover and I did the interview with Don Dokken about a month and a half ago, and we just couldn't sync it up to do it. So we wanted to pick our favorite Dokken songs, and I don't care if they're, I don't even want to go into deep tracks. If it's a deep track, great. If it's a hit, great too. We should have got Hoover's list.
Oh, right.
Why don't you just text him and see if he'll send us what his picks were, because we were going to do 6 with Hoover here, but we're going to do 10 now that there's only 3 of us. So. So buckle in for some George Lynch, bitches.
Not necessarily.
Huh?
Oh yeah,
that's true. You could throw a ballad in there. That's true. Huh?
What? I'm talking about not necessarily George Lynch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true too.
You say 20% of my list may not have George Lynch on it.
I'm glad you said that, because mine.
Mine's not too heavy, George.
Mine's got some George.
Oh, I can you not? But
let's ask George. I'm George. Okay. Let me just say this, because I actually had them written down, but I can't find it. So I'll just look at my playlist that I made. All right. So we'll do 5 and then jam like 5 each. Talk about them, and then we'll go around, and then we'll do a jam, and then we'll do our next 5. Mine are not going to be in any particular order. Mine are I'm just throwing them out there. I really wish I could find my list, though, because I hate looking on my phone, because I had the years down and what albums they were from and all that shit, but I can't fucking find them. Anyway, all right, I'm not organized. See what happens when Dylan's not here.
Oh, yeah.
Shit goes to shit.
Shit goes away.
So he's going off the cuff. He's doing a little poony-ish in a way. You're like semi-poony tonight.
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. That one could go either way. How about you, BB? Let's go with BB right off the bat here.
All right, you want to just do like 5?
Yeah, do 5, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll do that.
Well, we have same one. We want to just.
If you have the same one, that's fine. I'm not doing the audibles because I don't have anything written down.
Right. BC's got 130 of them.
I got 39. Oh.
I got 10. I picked 10. I picked a quick 10. The first one I want to talk about is Kiss of Death. It's Back for the Attack opener. just a fantastic song. This is the first album I ever heard from Dokken, so of course I wanted to throw this song on the list just because of, I know I'm a little late. Was that like 86?
87.
87? So I am a little late in the Dokken world, but love this song. I love the little tiny whammy bar that's in there in that opening riff. There's like a longer solo, and then there's a little solo at the, like a little outro solo in. Love that song. Just a fantastic, fantastic opener. Another one I can talk to, how about from Tooth and Nail, Don't Close Your Eyes. I kind of like this one. It's a little bit of like more of a softer vocal that Don has, but once again, the guitar riffs in this is just kick-ass. The drums in this song are so prominent. I love when you can get that little extra drum beat in your headphones. Song number 8, another one from Tooth and Nail. How about Just Got Lucky? I know that's a little bit of a kind of like a hit type thing, but it's just another great rock and roll Dokken song. Fantastic song live that he does. And it's kind of like a softer-ish side of Dokken, but just another one of my favorite songs. I love going all the way back to that album, especially with that song. Another one, how about song number 7, Till the Living End. I love it's a closer. It's a great way for the ending song of Lock and Key. Just a fast right out of the gate, rockin' tune. A lot of harmonies and background gang vocals on this song. I really enjoy that one. And my number 6, how about Paris is Burning? But it's funny how that Paris is Burning, they only give you like the live versions. They don't give you a studio version. So this one is from that, I think it was a two CD live, I think it was live 1981 from Conception. Mm-hmm. I like that one. It's a little bit faster than I know Paris is Burning is on 3 other albums, but it's the same fucking song, all 3 songs. This one is different because it doesn't have that 1:40 waste of Lynch playing, shredding, whatever you want to call it. But it's a hair bit different, a little bit faster than the original ones, which I thought was really, really cool. And that's probably one of those live albums that you kind of forget about because they have so many other ones that are so much more popular. But that from Conception, Live 81, fantastic album. When I was doing my homework, I was kind of quickly going through that. I'm like, man, this is fucking good. And it's old Dokken, young Dokken,
hungry Dokken,
raspy, hungry. But there's 5.
What do you think, BC?
Hey, Kiss of Death. That was on my list, but I had it from Live from the Sun, 2000, Red Beach.
Oh yeah,
Red Beach is phenomenal.
Do it.
Red Beach.
There you go.
But Don't Close Your Eyes. I don't know anything off that second Dokken album. That whole album is great. Just got lucky off that. Till the Living In. I'm surprised. That's a good song. I was listening to that earlier. And Paris is Burning. And like you said, that 81 album is very good, and you might hear some more from that.
Right.
Yeah, good picks. Kiss of Death, fantastic. That is just fucking like off the chart. I fucking awesome song. Opening song from
Back from the Attack.
Looking at it right now. Back from the Attack. Duh. Great way to start the album, and I think it might be the opening track on Live from the Sun, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Just excellent. Red Beach, when he plays it, tears it up. George Lynch tears it up. Fantastic. Don't Close Your Eyes. That's a good. I like that one. That was one that I was like, one that I hadn't heard in a while.
Yeah. Different.
In the Living End, that one too. I'm like, wow, and it was cool doing this episode because like I haven't listened to Dokken in a while, so like, and these songs come back to you, because if you listen to Hair Nation or something like that, you'll hear, your other song, Just Got Lucky. But it's still a good song, but, like, you're used to hearing that. And, Paris is Burning, I haven't heard that song in freaking forever. And I remember the first time we encountered Dokken, when I've talked about it before, we'd each get an album, and that was an album that the Dugo got. And we would pass it around. And I remember Paris is Burning on that, and I'm like this is weird that it's like one live song on there. It was kind of odd, but still great song. Great picks. I enjoyed them. I thought they were cool.
Don't close your eyes. I love Mick Brown's drumming on it.
Oh, Wild Mick Brown, baby.
Wild, baby.
Wild. He's just fucking wild.
Fucking crazy motherfucker.
All right, cool. Good start, BB. What do you got? What do you got, BC?
All right, let's start off with 2004 is Hell to Pay, Don't Bring Me Down. To me, this is, of course, 2004, but it has a classic Dokken feel, fast tempo music. It's John Levin's first album with Dokken. Mick Brown and Barry Sparks on bass.
Barry Sparks.
Those two together, I don't care.
It's not the ELO Don't Bring Me Down, is it?
No. But the drum and bass in this song just blow me off. And here's the John Levin's first album, and the solo in this song.
John Levin.
So that was my first one. Second one I'm going to go off Erase the State off of 1999's Erase the State. You got that little ramble of, I believe it's Wild Mick Brown in the front, in the beginning. This is a ripper right from the beginning. If you're going to see from my list, Dokken to me is that fast, fucking ripping it up guitars.
The up-tempo stuff.
Up-tempo stuff catches my ear, Dokken, every single time. And I believe that was the first one for Rhett Beach in the band, and the last one for Jeff Pilson on bass. I love the little bass right before the guitar solo kicks in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get that kind of where everything else kind of just slows down and you get that bass.
And then the guitar solo. I don't know. Don Dokken, to me, he's never had a bad guitar player. Everybody's like, oh, you're not going to be able to replace George. Well, guess what? He's done it. Yeah. He's done it twice now.
Twice.
I know, right? Twice? Because Rhett Beach was after George.
Yeah, Rhett Beach, and then George came back again
for a little bit, and then John.
And then he did like a solo album. Remember that?
Yeah.
Whatever's like this.
But then John came in, and he's been with them ever since. Phenomenal guitar player. All right, let's go back to Hell to Pay from 2004, Prozac Nation. I love the little ride cymbal in the beginning, and it just kicks in this kick-ass killer riff, which I can just listen to it. Take the vocals out and still listen to that riff just over and over. And it leaves you saying, George who? Vocally catchy, I like the chorus. It's catchy, and it has some a little spoken Don.
Ooh.
He talks about drugs and liquor and all kinds of crazy ass shit. And that's a great album if anybody out there has never checked it out. Next one's going to be, like I said to BB, he picked Paris is Burning. I picked off, my next one's going to be Going Down off Conception Live 81. Classic rockin' song. I like the lyrics in the beginning. I like my women, I like my booze. Groovy, catchy tune. Don's vocals sound great. Plus, looking into this, they say it's listed as Conception Live 81, but it's being proven that it was pretty much recorded from Key Biscuit Hour in 1983.
Those sons of bitches.
They lied.
Liars.
It even says on there they don't know why it's being labeled and promoted as 1981. But hey, whatever. And like you said, that's a very. Have you listened to it, Steve?
What?
Inception Live 81. I really haven't.
I haven't.
I just look at it as live album, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I have to check it out.
It's good.
I will. I have to check it out. I have not listened to that.
They're going down. There's a lot of good stuff on there. And then my fifth one is going to be It's Not Love off the Greatest Hits that they re-recorded in 2010. If nobody's ever heard this, pick it up. There's two versions. There's one that came out in 2010 and they redid it in 2014 with two bonus tracks. Maybe it's just Apple Music thing. I don't know.
It could be.
It's pretty much the same thing. But they re-recorded with John Levin on guitar, Barry Sparks. But and Michael Wagner did the mixing. I mean,
you can't go wrong there.
You cannot go wrong. I mean, it's just, I don't know, guitars are not. They're more meteor, I guess. It's the same.
It's like a more full sound.
A fuller sound, meteor sound, I guess you would say. But the bass stands out so much on this album, just blows me. I love it. I mean, the songs on there are just, and they don't stray too much from the originals.
No.
I mean, if you have not checked that album, check it out.
All right, cool. Good start there, BC. Good start there, BB. My first pick, I'm going to go no particular order, but this is one of my favorite Dokken songs, Too High to Fly from Dysfunctional, 1995.
I stayed away from that because I knew you were
Absolutely fucking love that song. And the version of it on Live from the Sun is insane. Reb Beach just, the roof just, I think they call it Live in the Sun because, like, Reb Beach just blows the roof off the place and the sun fucking shines down into the venue. It's so fucking phenomenal. I can't say. And even and this was the album that George Lynch came back from, totally named correctly, Dysfunctional, this album, for the way these guys were at the time. It was their Get Back Together album, and it didn't last much longer after that. But just an excellent song. It's got such a cool groove to it. It's got like that, the live version. It's got a little bit of an homage to the Doors, and like that on I think it's on the end. And she walked on down the hall, like that shit's in the song. It's so freaking cool. Love that one. And I'm gonna double up on a song that BC picked, Prozac Nation from Hell to Pay, 2004. Excellent song. That song is that's one that I don't care if everybody picked it. I was still picking that song because it's fucking fantastic.
That riff.
I love when the riff is great. I love when and this is, I actually like the spoken word of this because like he names like
Pills.
cocaine, beer, pot, blah, 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 like
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels, Jim Beam.
Beam.
It's just a cool song. And then I'm gonna go with Tooth and Nail, the second track on Tooth and Nail. They have that stupid little fucking thing in the beginning that's ridiculous. But this is a song, they always play the song towards the end of the set. Song just absolutely rips. Shredding in it all day long. Fantastic background vocals. Don sings great on it. Excellent. And I'm going to go, for number 4, I'm going to go to Lightning Strikes Again from Under Lock and Key. Just absolutely fantastic. BB, I know I probably stole one of your picks, but I'm just going down my list here. Come out in 1985. And I saw these guys on the Under Lock and Key tour. The first time I got to see them live, they opened up for Twisted Sister in Binghamton on one of the very few shows on the Come Out and Play tour. And I remember they came out with When Heaven Comes Down, I think was the opening song. And I vividly remember this show. It was fantastic. First time I got to see Dokken. They were at the top of their game. Just Under Lock and Key is just a fantastic album. Lightning. I love at the end when they do When Lightning Strikes. But it's like it's the rockin' drums when he does that last When Lightning Strikes Again makes the whole song worth it. It's got like gang type vocals in it. When lightning strikes again, lightning. Fucking love it. And I'm gonna go with Behind the Wall from Back from the Attack, 1987. Love that song. And it's not a rocker. It's kind of a mid-tempo song, but it's very cool. It's very kind of groovish. And Back for the Attack, and I know that's a lot of people's favorite albums from Dokken. Probably one of mine. It's up there. And just a fantastic song. And that album is there's you could throw those songs in a blender and pick one out, and it would be a great song to fucking pick from Back from the Attack. There's very few out of the main Dokken albums. There's very few songs that are like skip. Very few for me, anyways. But and that's my fifth, Behind the Wall. What do you think, BB?
Definitely, I'll go BC's list. I like how.
I'm sorry, I didn't have you talk about BC's list in the.
Well, neither did you. So we'll loop around. I'll do both.
Oh, I didn't either.
Yeah, that's what I just said. That's what
okay.
We'll loop around.
You put him on the
See,
keys, he gets
that's
all
what
He's
happens.
all in the keys. He's
up.
drinking. He's trying to
I
record.
know,
He's on the
I know.
keys.
He's got the Jesse James in him.
But it wouldn't
Oh,
be an
man.
episode without me fucking shit up.
No, wait. No, the question is, are you still recording?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I think we are. All right, BC's list. I love how you kind of started off boom, boom, boom with Reb. Don't Bring Me Down from Hell to Pay. Great album, and that's one of those hidden Dokken albums that, maybe the
That's John
fans are. Oh.
Hell to Pay's John Lemon, right?
Yeah.
Why did I think Reb? So Reb's only on Erase the Slate.
You got the Jesse James in you
I
too.
see, I do.
Jeez.
I'm all.
No wonder there's only like
Ay.
half the bottle's gone already.
Hey, we don't have. Oh my God.
Ay. All right, let's go back to Red Beach. Erase the Slate.
Erase the Slate. Hey.
Love that album. Fantastic album. You may hear that song again. Prozac Nation, another like the guitar work in that is so fucking fantastic. Like Hell to Pay, like I was just gonna say before, it's one of those like almost like a forgotten Dokken album. Like it's so good. I don't know if it's because Lynch isn't on it or but wow, fucking fantastic album from front to back. Going down from the Conception '81 album, like I said before, great live stuff. It's almost one of those albums that you throw on and it's just from front to back. It's just fucking fantastic. And It's Not Love from Under Lock and Key, another fantastic Dokken song. Kind of hidden in there. It's a great kind of almost like a hidden gem on that album. But yeah, great 5 picks. Righty, Too High to Fly. You may hear that song again.
Oh.
Well, you never know, but the Live from the Sun album version is so good. Prozac Nation, BC's pick, your pick, and I feel Bex. I didn't pick anything off that album, right? But
Oh, really?
I didn't. I'm such an idiot. But a great tune once again. Tooth and Nail Writing, fantastic song. How can you not have some of these, more popular songs on these Dokken lists when you're talking about them? Tooth and Nail, another that's a fantastic one of those songs that you want them to see play live. The Lightning Strikes Again, probably 100% you will hear that again. That to me is the best Dokken song out there from the Lock and Key. And Behind the Wall from Back for the Attack, another great song. Maybe not played enough live, but definitely kind of somewhat of another hidden track in that album. I think there are 2 great lists.
All right, I'll go to BC songs. I didn't realize I didn't do that. I just had to fucking, I guess, hear myself fucking talk as usual. Don't bring me down. Like I said, I'm not. That's from that live one, right?
No,
Hell to Pay.
Oh hell, that one I don't know. I must have missed that one too. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that one.
You gotta go home. You gotta go home school.
I will. I'll do homework. Erase the Slate. Fantastic, just absolutely fantastic. Prozac Nation, that was one of my picks. Absolutely love it. The Going Down. That one I have to. I have to listen to that. That was one that I kind of just like.
I mean, I was like that too, and I said, I threw it, and I heard the song, I'm like, oh shit, and then Paris is Burning, and I'm like, holy shit, and then I listened to the rest of it. It's a very good album.
Yeah, it's good.
I'll definitely have to check that out. And It's Not Love, fantastic. And BB, you were right. Like they have a lot of songs they did videos for. This was one of them, but it's cool. I love the background on it. It's Not Love. And that's always a great song live. You know what I mean? It's just one of those songs that is like you would. I think for me, that's one of the songs. If they didn't play it, I would be like, why didn't they play It's Not Love? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not a hits guy, and I rarely pick them. But that is a fantastic song. I absolutely love it. So there's our first 5. BB's 5, BC, myself. You guys out there, huh? Oh, go ahead, BC.
I want to talk about yours.
Oh, awesome. See, I'm still,
He's doing it again.
Thank God. I'm glad you guys are at least keeping track
No
of me
Jesse
tonight.
James for you.
No more. That's it. I'm taking it back to Tennessee.
Porta potty over here. He's sipping it.
See that? God, no more whiskey during fucking episodes for me. Next taste test, I'll let Dylan try it. Yeah, right.
So,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, BC.
Too High to Fly. I love this song, off the scales, but I stayed away from it because I knew, without a doubt, Steve was going to take it. Prozac Nation, of course, I picked that. Tooth and Nail. That was on my list too, but the re-recorded one. Lightning Strikes Again and Behind the Wall were both on my list.
Oh, really?
They are, I mean, phenomenal. I love those songs. Like I see, Lightning Strikes Again, the solo. I mean, again, I like the vocals at the very Lightning Strikes Again. Yeah. At the very end, that's like, Lightning. And you're the whoa. I'm the group vocals. Like,
Yep.
And then what else? Behind the Wall.
Behind the Wall.
I just love the guitar sound that and like the jet in the beginning with the bass. And
it's got that like crunch to it.
yeah, the guitar tone is just off the scale. But I mean, great 5 songs.
All right, very cool. All right, so there's our 5 and our commentary on
Woo,
them.
yes.
So we'll do a Jim song this week. How could I not do a Van Halen song? I'm gonna let BB pick off the top of his head, but it's got to be a Dave song and not "Women in Love." What are you gonna pick for the Jim song, BB?
Well, I was going to say something else, but I want to go House of Pain because that grew on me the last couple days of listening to it because there's a great song right in front of it. But House of Pain from 1984, The Closer, the last Dave song that they put out. So how about that?
And Tell a Different Kind of Truth.
Oh, that's right.
But
Forget.
last original
Yes.
Dave song. All right, so here it is from 1984, House of Pain. All right, little hidden gem time here, and let's start with BC this week. What do you got, BC? We're actually going to dedicate our gems to the great Edward Van Halen tonight, so we're all going to have Van Halen gems. I don't care if it's just a fucking song you like or whatever. It doesn't have to be hidden. It's just got to be something you like. What do you got, BC?
My mind was all over the place, so when you're talking about what you're listening to, I was also listening to some Van Halen. But I threw on some shuffle, I mean, just on BB. How do you pick a gem? Everything is a gem from Eddie Van Halen.
True.
Is there anything that Eddie Van Halen plays that you're like, oh my God, what is he fucking doing? I don't think there is.
Well, there is that
There is that one song at the end of Van Halen 3. He actually sings in it.
Oh, that
How
one.
may I say I or something like that.
But there's also some instrumental that's like blank. They played it on Sirius XM. It's not one of the Hagar albums. It's this. I don't know what the hell it is. Sounds like someone like maybe like doing some scrap metal something or other. It's weird. It's got this. I don't know if it's piano or guitar. I'm gonna have to.
Three has some. I think three actually has. I think there's three
I'm gonna have to
instrumentals on it.
I got the jukebox in the head, and I don't think I have anything from 3 up there. No. So maybe that's why it don't sound familiar.
Come on, B-sir.
But for the most part, I mean.
Oh, it's called Strung Out.
What's it on?
That's on Balance.
It's on Balance.
Yeah.
See, I'm not really.
It's like there's something he takes apart a piano and he records it or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the only thing I was like, what the fuck is that? And I heard it like 3 times today on XM, so must be something they're just playing between the songs. Although I do have to say, I don't know is it on Foreign Level Carnal Knowledge?
Pleasure.
Yeah, 316.
Oh yeah, that's 3/6. That's actually the day Wolfgang was born.
Right.
It's his birthday.
And that came on and it brought tears to my eyes today when I heard that because it's such like a. God, I can picture them playing at his funeral. I just want to fucking cry right now. And I do have to say, our buddy Aaron Martell from the R4 podcast, Ridiculous Rock Record Review podcast, they did a tribute to Ed Van Halen. They posted it as a podcast, and it's just his instrumentals. Like it starts off with that, I believe, and then the fade out at the end is the end of Eruption. It's fantastic. It's really cool. So Aaron, great job on that. Great tribute. So check that out. It's not even 10 minutes long, but it's all those little instrumentals all in one thing, and it's very cool. So I'm sorry to interrupt your Jim there, BC. So what do you got?
So like I said, I guess I had some stuff playing. I mean, like I said, everything's so great, but this one came up twice in the shuffle. I don't know how that happened, but I think it's off A Different Kind of Truth. The guitar riff, I just love the guitar riff and beats working. You got some in the beginning, and he kicks in that riff. To me, that just stood out today, and I'm like, you know what? I really, as much as you listen to it, I haven't listened to the later stuff, and I guess gotta do it more.
Yeah, I tell you what, A Different Kind of Truth gets bashed. Like Pooney was bashing it today. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Sonny Pooney. I'll have to get the clip off of Tom and Zeus where Jericho says, "Who the Sonny Pooney? What a piece of shit that guy is," or something like that. He says they play it all the time. It's fucking hilarious. So Pooney, you have no idea what you're talking about. Different Kind of Truth is fantastic. Although I think Different Kind of Truth is a little. Maybe Kiss Hot in the Shade-ish. It's a little too long, and they could have trimmed the fat a little bit on it. But Beats Working is great. It's got that da-da-da-da-da. Yeah,
tune.
Real good song, though. So,
A lot of great songs.
anyway, Different Kind of Truth. Check it out. What do you got, BB?
All right. Well, I know I'm all over the place now because I got like 87 things going on in my head. But when you talked about 316 and you started getting chills, the very first time I saw Van Halen in Philadelphia for the Van Halen 3 concert, Eddie did his Eruption thing and he sat down and started playing 316. Wolfgang rang out. He was probably only like 4 or 5. Like he ran out and sat next to his dad as he played 316.
No shit.
And he got up and ran. And like now I'm gonna get goosebumps because like when you said that I'm like holy fuck. I have to find the video and I'll send you guys because I know that whole show is on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And I have to see if I could clip it. Just he runs out, and he sits there with his dad. He's just playing. And I want to say he kisses him on the cheek and runs off, and I'm like, but now that's
awesome.
That's in my head
now. I
now.
really may cry.
But and then even back to how they're doing like instrumentals. In the beginning of Cathedral, like it just has like one note, and he just turns his volume, and like I heard that, and I'm like, that just like just that one note, and just turning it like I lost it the one day, but my gem. Back to the gem. All right, this is like the I knew you guys were gonna do Dave, so I went down the Sammy Highway. This is off the
Is that like the Hershey
Best
Highway?
of Both Worlds. No, it's not as dirty. This is off the Best of Both Worlds from 2004. This is the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of the Sammy era. It's called Learning to See. Kind of starts a little bit slow. Sammy does his little soft vocals. And the chorus is so deep and dark, it's almost like like Alice in Chains-ish, like bass, dark. And then when Sammy starts singing again in like the regular verse, it'll go back happy, you know, everything's bubbly, Sammy's vocals are fantastic. Then, boom, back to the chorus, he like gets dark again, he screams vocals. It's just a crazy, I'm not going to even call it roller coaster, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But listen to it, it's Learning to See from the Best of Both Worlds 2004.
And I'm going to say, from the looks going across to me and BC, neither one of us has heard the song before.
Right. So it's those three, because there's that one, there's Up for Breakfast, and then there's another one that I think it's like a 5150 leftover.
Oh.
But
Up for Breakfast, I've heard.
yeah. So there's three of them on
But
there.
those other ones, I go to the Me Wise Magic and can't get this stuff no more.
Can't get this stuff no more.
Which are fantastic. All right, cool. Actually, I will check that. And Van Halen 3 was your first Van Halen show.
Yeah.
No wonder you're so jaded. No shit. No, I didn't. I was thinking you saw like a Sammy show first, because I know you didn't see him with Dave, but I figured you would have seen him with Sammy first.
I did. So
Oh, okay.
I have it written down. 1995 at Montage.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's right.
95 at Montage, 98 in Philly. And that was 3. Yeah.
How packed was it in Philadelphia? Was it full?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I mean, believe me, and I'm not
And
against Gary Sharon.
it was in the Spectrum. It was in the old Spectrum.
The old Spectrum,
and it, so you still had the stage.
That's where I saw the original VH. Yeah.
So it's probably the same stage setup.
Okay, cool. For me, people hate this fucking album. People hate it. The Live at the Tokyo Dome in concert, 2015. I love it because I had no expectations that Dave was going to sing spectacularly at this album. Like I said before, I don't think anyone ever came back from a Van Halen show saying, boy, Dave really sang good tonight. I don't care. But listen to the version of I'll Wait on there. The guitars are so choppy. So I don't know if Wolfgang plays the keyboard on that, maybe. I remember seeing it live, but I don't remember paying attention to who was playing the keyboard. But the guitars are so like choppy on that. I fucking love it. And I've always liked that song. I always thought it was fantastic, which I don't know if they've ever released that as a single. I know there's no video for it, but I think that would have been a really good song for them to put out as a single. So mine's going to be I'll Wait from the Tokyo Dome Live in Concert from 2015. Absolutely love it. So there's our gems. BB's got Learning to See from the Best of Both Worlds, and I have to listen to that, and so does BC. BC's got Beats Working from A Different Kind of Truth, a kick-ass Van Halen album, and actually a lot of those songs are reworked demos from before they recorded the first Van Halen album. Mm-hmm. So if people complain about it, then you're complaining about old Van Halen because they revamped these friggin' demos. And mine is I'll Wait from the Live at the Tokyo Dome. So there's our gems. Once again, rest in peace, Edward Van Halen. We love you, buddy.
They actually did release I'll Wait.
Oh, I thought they put it out as a single, but
first
it was really do much.
They released Jump, and then I'll Wait, then Panama, then Hot for Teacher.
Okay.
And it's funny, Jump was released December 21st, 1983.
Yeah, that came out
really
before.
Was 1984. BC was 83.
That's right.
Throwing the curveball.
So I remember that did come out before the album. And our friend Tammy Zazera is actually in the Panama video.
Yes.
She was the house photographer for the Spectrum, where BB got to see them in 95 and I got to see them in 84. And she was a house photographer there in the mid-80s. And they recorded some of the footage, the backstage footage for Panama, and she's in the video. And actually, I think Chris Jankowskis has the picture where it stopped frame, and boom, there she is. She's right there. So that's fucking cool. That is cool as shit. So, I mean, she was backstage for all these bands, and her son's named after Nikki Sixx, so go figure.
Here, wait. This is something funny, because if you go to Apple Music and they'll say, like, music videos, because they did some stuff with A Different Kind of Truth. They do, like, an acoustic set. They do Beautiful Girls. They do Panama. They do a little bit of You and Your Blues. But you scroll through, and there's the actual picture.
Oh, no shit.
And there she's right there.
Yeah, so if you check out on
It's
Apple,
crazy how you
on
said
Apple
that.
Music,
I noticed that today.
When you scroll through music videos, if you look at the picture, it has Dave, then Edward, and then Alex, and then Michael, and then right above to the right of Alex's head is our friend Tammy in that picture. So that's awesome. That's fucking crazy.
We're here with the blue.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
That's cool.
So there you go. So check that out too. That'll be Tammy will be our gem. She'll be the group gem tonight in the video from Panama. So very cool. All right, so there's our gyms. Check them out if you haven't. And seriously, if you haven't checked out Different Kind of Truth, don't listen to Sonny Pooney. It's fucking really, really good. All right, let's get back into our Dokken discussion, and let's go to BC. What's your final five here, BC? What do you got?
Shock the people.
Kind of shocked the people, BC. Let's go.
Alrighty. I think it was BB that mentioned like Dokken album that you really get lost or never really heard of. My number 6 is going to be the song Empire off of Broken Bones 2012. Again, the Dokken that I love. Fast, furious, fucking ripping guitars. Very upbeat, killer hard riff. There's a breakdown right before the John Levin solo, and I have after that, fuck. He just rips it up. And this is an album that a lot of people, including myself, Don sounds
I'm
good
sure
on
there's
it.
some people listening that probably never even heard of that album.
Exactly.
Check it out, seriously.
And their bass player in that was Sean McNabb.
All right.
And the drummer on the album, the studio album version of it, is Jimmy DeGrasso. No Wild Mick Brown on this album.
Wow. Must have been out with Ted.
Mick Brown did, he played live but on the album it's Jimmy DeGrasso, which I thought.
Because that was around the time I think he might have been touring with Ted.
2012? Probably. But I mean, if you haven't heard it, play that song. Fucking John fucking Levin.
That one I know. I know that one.
But let's see. 7, I'm going to go back to Tooth and Nail with Bullets to Spare. I just love the guitar sound, the riffs, the solo, the backing vocals. That whole album to me is very raw sounding, not very polished. Which, as soon as that came out, that was an instant.
Which is kind of weird. Tooth and Nails, in my opinion, is more of a raw sounding album than Breaking the Chains.
Yes.
Which is weird, because usually you get the more raw for the first one,
one.
and then they kind of have a more produced product on the second one. But this one, I think it's a little more raw.
It's a total. I love the whole album. I love.
I got
anyway.
bullets.
But then for my 8th pick, I'm gonna go back to Erase the Slate with Change the World. I guess again, Don always has good people surrounded him. I love the riff, the guitar bass sounds great. The vocals, I mean, just the backing vocals, it's trademark Dokken. Can't go around that one. I'm gonna get all confused here. And I had to give I'm a sucker for drummers anyway, so I had to go. My number 9 pick's gonna be off of Erase the State too, with Crazy Mary Goes Round. With
There you
Mick
go.
Brown on fucking vocals, baby. It starts off with like you hear like a bunch of people just partying and shit. And, hey Mick, tell us this story. Hey, better get sing it. And he kicks into this song. It's funny, It's Mick Brown. What the fuck? If you're going to take it serious, rock and roll is not meant to be taken serious. And it's just another killer red beat solo in that song. And I know I have so many picks here. There's so many I want to say, but I'm going to stick with.
We can do a little honorable mentions when we go around the table at the end.
I'm going to go with from 2010 again with the re-recorded greatest hits one, Unchained Tonight. Barry Sparks. He makes the bass and the sound. I'm sorry, I keep saying it. The bass on this album, fucking phenomenal. I wish the original album was that, but hey, whatever. This just sounds of it, and John Levin again killing it on guitar. If you have not heard this album, Apple Music it, and Dylan. I mean, forgive me for Empire. That's not on Apple Music.
Oh, it's not.
It's not.
Bastards.
I just
He'll find
realized that today. It's
We have confidence in you, Dylan.
you have comment, YouTube it. But and there's just 10. I mean, I could go on for like there's so many I mean, very underrated band, I think. I mean, they've been around forever, but
I'll go first on your picks, BC. Empire, Broken Bones, fantastic, and that's a great album. John Levin, fantastic, really cool. Come on, an Empire. It's got a good pace to the song, really cool. Bullets to Spare from Tooth and Nail. That's another album you could throw a dart at anything on that album, and it would be a great pick. Change the World, little mellower for BC, a little bit, little change of pace for Change the World. It's not an all out rocker, but it's maybe like a mid tempo, maybe 2/3 tempo, perhaps. But Crazy Mary goes round, fun ass song. Mick Brown, fantastic drummer. And he's a guy that I would want to fucking party with.
oh, hell yeah.
He is definitely a guy that I would want to fucking party with because he seems like a wild man. Very cool, solid drummer. I mean, we've seen him with Dokken a bunch of times. He drummed for Ted Nugent for years, just solid. But he's not one of those boring ass drummers to drum. And BC, you hit it on the head. Don Dokken. There's always been major talent in that band, no matter who he's had in that band. We saw him, I don't know, probably 5 years ago down in Were you at that show? Or BB, I think you were with us.
Yeah.
One down in Pocono, with that Pocono Fire Company or whatever, that show with, was it LA, or was Warren? And
It was Warren. It was at that casino.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was the Fire Company one.
Oh, no.
We had the bus trip.
Yeah, it was at the casino.
No, this was a different one.
It was a different bus trip? Mm-hmm. Oh.
I was at the...
We parked out in this field.
No.
And walked over. I thought one of you guys were there.
Uh-uh.
Okay, because it was a John Levin show, and I
Fire
believe
Company?
it was very
At a fire company?
It was like at Mount Pocono Fire Company or something like that, and it was one of Grant's bus trips.
We were at a Granza bus trip, but it was at the casino.
Because I think that
and Warren opened up for them.
well, that was a
Firehouse?
different. I know what that was a
Socket?
different show. Because I think remember Jen says she hates Dokken, and it's from that show because I know she was there.
Oh.
I didn't miss too many Chris trips.
Yeah, that was and we parked out in this goddamn field.
We must have been working together. It must have been.
It
must have been a Sunday that Tom took off.
Yeah,
Sounds familiar until you say field.
but because they did Too High to Fly in that show, John Levin just fucking tore it up. But back to your list. Crazy Mary goes around. I don't even know how I got around that. Back to where we're at here. Unchain the Night, fantastic. Under Lock and Key, just great. And we could talk about Dokken songs all fucking night long because there's so much good stuff out there. And I mean, we're 170 some episodes in, and this is the first Dokken episode we've done.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Which this right here is like my porch. Us just
Definitely.
sitting on my
Yes.
porch. We would have
100%.
like an album, like I'd have my speaker playing, my Alexa or whatever, and like a Dokken song would come on, and we would get into a fucking Dokken conversation for goddamn 3 hours, picking songs, and I'd go to my phone and I'd say, hey, well, how about this one? And we'd play it, and it's just it's one of those snowballing type conversations, and like shit like this was like why we like doing the podcast because and stuff like this it's just the conversation that is just fucking fantastic. And then so there's my thing on his what do you got, BB, for BC's?
Yeah, the Empire one I'm going to have to do a little homework on because I'm not very I know I heard the song. That album I'm not too familiar with off the top of my head. So I guess I have a little homework for that, but I'll definitely check that out. Bullets to Spare from Tooth and Nail. And I think you said it. Like, that album is so great. Like, even the slower songs on there, from front to back, there's no skippers. Don's vocals are so amazing on that album. It's just easy on the ears, definitely. And Bullets to Spare, another one that just showcases his vocal range on that. Change the World from Erase the Slate. That's my surprise pick from you.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't expect that, only because it's a little bit slower, but it's just still fucking rockin' tune. But then you make up for it from the same album, Crazy Merry-Go-Round. I'm a little bit upset with myself because I didn't pick that song, because I think two of my songs that are my favorite are from that album, and I always forget about that one. But Unchained the Night, another. How can you not have a Dokken album conversation song and not put that on there? Another great, fantastic, song from him, and it's got to be on the list. Very good, BC. But like I said, I'll have to do my Empire homework and get on that album.
I'm going to do my picks next, I think. And I'll have BB go last. You mind?
Not at all.
Are you going to be heartbroken? All right. I got to go with this song. My text group between Sonny and Steven and Tony and Tom and Zeus and the whole gang.
Ray and Jobu.
Well, when we did the live stream, we did it like a song draft. And they busted my balls for picking this song off of the Back for the Attack album. I got to go with Mr. Scary. Fucking fantastic. George Lynch just kills it. He does it when he does Lynch Mob. He does it, when he's in Dokken. Just fantastic. Shredding.
I wonder if he does it in KMX.
I don't know. Have they ever played a show?
I was just going to say.
I don't know
if they've ever played. They have 2 albums, I think, but I don't think they've ever played a show. Which is weird because we've been on the Monsters of Rock, and there's been George Lynch on there, and Doug Pinnick was on there also. So I'm not sure who the drummer is for that project, but 2/3 of the band has been on the things, and they've never played anything. But Mr. Scary, fantastic. I'm not a huge instrumental guy, but this just absolutely tears it up. How many times have we seen him do this live? Just tears it up. I think the most I've seen him tear it up was at the one year at M3, he was playing a light blue Telecaster.
Yeah.
Which it was,
strange.
We've seen him play a Les Paul, which is really strange. But to see him play a Telecaster do Mr. Scary with a powder blue Telecaster, like, what the fuck?
There's a drummer. Ray
Luzier.
Luzier.
He's the drummer for King's X, right?
KMX.
But he's the drummer for King's X too, I think.
Yes.
So Mr. Scary from 1987 from Back from the Attack, and I went to the Erase the Slate album for Mad Hatter. That song tears it up. That song, it picks up the pace at the end and just goes fucking crazy. And the best version of it, I'm sure you will agree, BC, is from Live from the Sun with Reb Beach playing. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to stick with the Erase the Slate album for my next one, for Drown.
That's a great album.
Total fucking groove Dokken song. Kick ass. If you guys are not familiar with this song, Dylan is going to graciously put, hopefully,
the whole
all
album.
the songs we talk about tonight on this playlist. Check out Drown. Fantastic. And I'm going to go with, I think someone had. I think BC had the song. It's Not Love from Under Lock and Key. Just a great song. And it's, released as a video, released as a single for a reason. Just a great song. And I'm going to end up my list with, which is unusual, I'm going to do another, in quotations, hit and video. I'm going to do In My Dreams from Under Lock and Key. That video is so fucking cool. I love when Mick Brown is playing the drums in the rain at the end, da-da-doo, doo, and he's hitting the snare and the friggin' floor tom, and the rain's just friggin' coming up from it. Fantastic. And when he hits the cymbals and the rain's like spraying off it, just kick ass. And that's another song that I can't separate the song from the video. Love them both. I love and this is the song that they kind of do the crowd call and response, which I'm not a fan of, but they don't usually drag it out too long, which thank you, Don and guys. But and that's my number 5 there. What do you think, BC?
Mr. Scary. How can you go wrong, Mr. Scary? I said a lot of people give it shit, but it rips it up. Mad Hatter. Again, would have made my list, but I stayed away from it. because I know Steve. But Drown, I mean, Erase the Slate, I just think that's such an underrated album. When you sit down and really listen to it, such an underrated album. And, I mean, it gets lost in today's world. It's Not Love. Again, cranking song. I had that on my list, the re-recorded version. Because, again, bass stands out to me. It kicks me in the face. In My Dreams. It's funny. So I'm married now. I can say my wife, the youngest stepdaughter. This is going back at least 5 years. We're going down the road. It comes on Hair Nation or whatever, In My Dreams. And we're driving down the road, and she would have been, what? Oh, like say 15 years old at the time. She's in the back going, In my dreams. And she's, every single lyric she knew. I was like, I almost wrecked the truck. I'm like,
How do you know the song?
How do you know? Yeah, I said, how do you know the song? She's like, I was blown away by that because she was 15 at the time, and it was only 5 years ago. And I'm like, she knows the lyrics. I'm going to Renee. I'm like, she knows the lyrics to Dokken. I was blown away. But how can you not? It's a catchy tune, and again, more cranking Dokken.
Yeah, definitely Mr. Scary, another great, iconic Dokken's tune that when you see him live, you know Lynch is going to do that. Mattis Hatter, you may hear something about that song soon. Drown from another great song from Erase the Slate. Fantastic album, like BC said, front to back. You could throw a dart at that one too. And the two songs from Under Lock and Key, It's Not Love and In My Dreams. Like, Don's vocals in this album are so good. Like, there's not like one of those songs, he's a little spotty, he's a little pitchy. His vocals on this album, so good. Is this their third album? Or is their second? Third. I think his vocals, I think under Lock and Key, his vocals, that front to back, I think I even sent Steve a text one day, said, I love this album so much I have to find it on vinyl. Because,
Yeah, you did text me that.
Even the slower ones, his vocals are so good. But a great list, and like I said, you may hear something from that list very shortly.
Next 30 seconds.
In like one,
Let's hear
two,
them.
now,
3, 2,
now,
1, go.
Woo!
Go.
All right, my list. My number 5 is
6.
Oh, we're gonna go 5, BC.
He's going down.
Yeah,
Going down? Okay.
I'm going 5.
I'm going up.
I'm gonna pick Erase the Slate. It's just a fast rocker right out of the gate. The opening riff is so cool, and Red Beach just kicks ass on this album. What more do you want to? You come from that, right?
Red Beach.
And now I have to piggyback off of Steve because my number 4 is Too High to Fly from Dysfunctional. Just a great way how it starts off slow, and that's in the beginning, and it kind of builds up. And it has like that different feel and different sound for a Dokken song, but his vocals in that, he just gets so high to fly and also sing. But it's a great combination. That Dysfunctional album is growing on me as well. I kind of pan through that as well. Song number 3. How about from Tooth and Nail? Turn on the Action. We didn't hear from that. Heavy riff opener, fast playing front to back. The singing's a little bit quicker. I love the echo distortion that Don has in parts of that song. The background vocals are amazing, and of course the solos fucking kick ass. Number 2. This is where I put the Mattis Hatter in. Number 2. This is my favorite song off Erase the Slate. Once again, how it's funny how we talk about Red Beach being like such a great guitar, and we probably hit 6 songs off that album tonight. But it's just a great. He's just a great addition to Dokken. The background harmonies are amazing. The chorus is so catchy. And then my number 1 Dokken song of all time is Lightning Strikes Again, Under Lock and Key. It's just so fast and heavy. The vocals at the chorus are so amazing. It just catches your ear. The The solo, as Sonny would like to say, is bananas, but I like to say sick bananas. But the ending is just perfection. That's my list.
All right. And it's funny the duplicate songs we had, because, like, fuck the audibles on this episode.
Yeah.
The songs are the songs. Racist Slate talked about that. I love the rockiness. Great way to open a fucking album. Too High to Fly talked about that. Absolutely kick-ass song. Turn On the Action. That's another one. Like we said, that's an album you could throw the dart and hit one, and you got a song that you could talk about. Just fantastic. Lot of action in that song. Just really good. Mattis Hatter, fantastic. Lightning Strikes Again. I talked about that. That was not. I mean, just like kick-ass, and they did that live when I saw them on that tour. It was fucking kick-ass. Just and those guys, I think, under Lock and Key, Back for the Attack, those guys, they were firing on all cylinders in the studio and live, but then the cracks were starting to show, because it was Back for the Attack when they did the Monsters of Rock tour, and like they weren't even speaking to one another.
No.
They would take separate limos to the shows.
You would never know it.
You would never know it on stage. In albums, you would never know it. But they were at each other tooth and nail.
I think they were pretty much done then.
They
were
just did
signed
the
to do
tour. Yeah, they were signed up to do it, and it's a shame because, and I think the creativeness of Dokken, just George and Don, just
Always, but
oil and water, button heads, just totally opposites, but just it's a shame that it came to an end at that point. But you know what? If Erase the Slate was going to be the final album for the original Dokken guys, it was a great way to go out. It's a fantastic album, and when that came out, that was just in the infancy of CDs. So it's a longer album than the other ones. And I think it's fantastic. And you can go through that whole you can pretty much go through from Breaking the Chains all the way up to Back for the Attack. And there's not a lot of skippable shit on there. There's just not. Just a great band, great creative band. It's a shame that they couldn't, keep their shit together, and, the ego's in check. And, I'm sure the main thing was probably money they were probably fighting about, because that's, that breaks up bands more than fucking anything. But great list, BB. What do you got for him, BC?
Erase the Slate. I mean, that was on my list. How can you go around that song? Totally ripping. Too High to Fly would have made my list. I stayed away from it. I just love the build-up, and it has that deep growl to it. Turn On the Action up. Like I said, that first album, or second album, is just first well-known album. Love that. That's the way to close an album. Turn on your action. Again, to me, that album is very raw, not really overproduced.
Right.
Mattis Hatter would have been on my list, but stay away from Lightning Strikes Again was on my list.
Love it.
Love the vocals, the solo in that song, the group vocals. Just, like I said, I mean, I think Dokken gets a bad rap a lot of times because there's always been the drama with him and George. And I think the music gets overlooked a lot because of the drama. And even to this very day, I mean, he's always surrounded himself with great musicians.
He's like Ozzy.
He's he's just like Ozzy. I mean, so you can't say, well, yeah, he got that, what do you call, play with him? That was horrible. You can't say that.
Right.
You can't say about anybody to play with him.
No, that's for sure. All right, there's our list. Go ahead, BC. You're going to say something.
I was going to say, is there any honorable mentions that we want to mention?
Ooh.
Yeah. What do you got?
I'm going to say, I'm going to shock the people. I'm going to go with Alone Again. Again, off tooth and nail. For a slower song, just the guitar sound and then the solo, just George rips it up. And even it's a heavy riffish in about.
But it's a great, it's an excellent, like the solo in it is fantastic. That is one of the, you guys know I'm not a huge ballad guy, but that's a really good, I think I might have picked that on our first ballad episode.
Probably did. It had to. But even the riff throughout the song is very, it's not very. ballad.
It's not all like flowers or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's hard to describe, but it's
a heavy riff for a ballad.
for a power ballad. There's more power than ballad.
Yes.
How about you, BB?
I may get a little slack, but I always liked this one. I just didn't want to say it. Heaven Sent. I love the Heaven
That's good.
Sent. It's a little bit lighter, you know what I mean? But the solo in it is just fucking fantastic.
The
vocals,
vocals.
Don doesn't put out shitty vocals. It seems like he stays at that one range, and he doesn't move from that. Every once in a while, he gets a little bit higher, but he's at that one range where he knows where he can sing. And
He was at that range.
Yeah, he's.
We're not going total prison, Dick.
No.
Yeah. And it's funny because that I have the Back for the Attack album pulled in front of me here. The songs like songs that are a little not as rocking, like So Many Tears. Fucking fantastic fucking song. And you can go to let me pick one real quick here. Go back to Tooth and Nail, okay. Like Into the Fire, Restless Heart, Don't Close Your Eyes. Just there's so many good Dokken songs, and I think we have a couple episodes coming up where we're going to have two guys from another podcast. We're splitting them up for two separate episodes, but we're going to do the same topic. So I don't know. I may we have our albums picked, but I may call an audible and pick a Dokken album if they're talking about them so much tonight. But there's just so much cool shit out there, and you can't beat those first four Dokken albums. Just fantastic. And one song that was just missed my list from Breaking the Chains, a third song of the album called Felony. I don't know if you guys have checked that out.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking excellent song. Mm-hmm. And there's some really good stuff on there. I mean, you could definitely tell that Breaking the Chains is a younger Dokken album, but it's still good. There's a lot of good stuff out there. So I want everybody out there, if you can, send us your top 5 Dokken songs. We'll read them out on the podcast. I had a great time doing this. We'll go around the table and we'll wrap up. What do you got, BB?
Yeah, great topic tonight. And Dokken, we have already talked about this before. Like, he's always kind of surrounded himself with some great musicians. Kind of popular and kind of not popular. He has that knack of almost finding somebody that, hey, you fit. You're it. Let's go. You're coming with me. But those first 3 Dokken albums are just so fantastic. His vocals are spot on. The drums are fantastic. Lynch's playing is fantastic. But do you remember the first time that you actually saw Don Dokken?
Yeah.
Remember that? At M3?
Oh,
at M3. Well, like you actually met him. Remember M3?
Oh, at the bar.
He was at the bar.
Yeah.
Poor Don, he's all by himself.
He's over the lobby bar.
We're going to, and this is like our first year of M3. And we're checking into the hotel, and we're like, is that Don Dokken? Is that Don Dokken? Like, holy shit, like he's sitting by himself at the bar.
I do remember that.
I remember that.
Holy shit.
I thought you meant live.
Oh, no. And there was another.
I didn't know if you meant like the first time you ever saw a photo.
I know. I should have said something because that's where my brain went the first time you saw him. But there was another time. I this is hilarious, and it always makes me giggle when I go back and think about. But that time we went with Chris on the bus to the casino that we thought we thought that's what you're talking about. We're not talking about. Somehow I went to the bathroom and I got lost, and I'm going down this long alleyway. I'm like, I think this is where I go out. And I open the door, and I practically knock over Don Dokken. He goes, holy shit, it's usually women who are tackling me. And that's where
it's a new day, Don.
I'm like, all right, Don, so now I got to get a quick selfie. And I was like, ooh. But that was just so funny when he said, it's usually women.
Easy, Don, easy.
But a fantastic episode, and like I said, those first 3 albums of Don's are just fantastic. Mind blowing. Throw a dart at them. Even the slow songs that none of us wanted to talk about are really, really good. But a great episode, great topic, and I think we did a fantastic job of pretty much covering the erase the slate. That's for sure.
Again, a great episode with I think is a band you take for granted. A lot of people, Dokken, 80s, Dokken, but really don't give it the respect that he deserves. I mean, he's still around today.
He may not be at the top of his game now, but he's still out there.
Who is?
Very, very few are.
Very few are, but I mean, this is a band you look back, you really dig into their albums, are very underrated. And I'm going to pose a question for you guys here. Shadow Life. This is the grunge Dokken, if you ask me. This album gets bashed to the ground. If you sit there and listen to it, it's not that bad. You got for what it is. If you're looking for classic Dokken, you're not going to find it.
Right.
I haven't listened to it in a long time.
You got to look at it for what it is. You're looking for classic Dokken, you're going to hate it. If you open your mind and listen to it
just listen to it as a band,
as an album out there floating in space.
It's not bad. So I ask you guys to do that.
Okay. All right. Cool.
But another fun episode, guys.
Yeah, I had a great time doing, going back to these songs and just like the Back for the Attack album. I remember I picked that up on cassette when it first came out, and I was like, oh man, I wore the shit out of that tape. Just played it over and over and over again, and BB hit on it, and we talked about it. That he's always surrounded himself with talent. Hey, like we just said, like these days, it's not the Don Dokken of 1986, 87. Hardly anybody is anymore. Guys out there trying. We had a great interview with him, Hoover, and myself a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, and it's actually a bonus episode that we put out. It's in between episode 164 and 165. We also interviewed Rick Emmett and Graham Bonnet. We put it as a kind of a package deal. But Don was very cool. We talked about those early days and recording those early albums and stuff like that. It was a very interesting conversation, and it worked out good because it was his last interview of the day. So we were very respectful of his time, but he just kept talking. So we and it was longer time than we were allotted to talk to him. But like he had some great stuff, talk about his early days and hooking up with Michael Wagner and stuff like that. So it was really cool. Don, thank you once again for taking the time to talk to us. And but it was fun going back listening to these songs, and I may do a little more Dokken binging. So and once again, rest in peace, Edward Van Halen. We love you. You have just speaking for myself, you have entertained me since early 1980 when I first became aware of Van. Probably 79. Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2 was out. Since then, so I mean that's decades of just entertainment, and I don't think that since then there's not probably been a month where I have not listened to Van Halen in some way, shape, or form since 1979. Probably not. I don't think there's maybe not even a week that went by that I didn't listen to or hear some kind of Van Halen since 1979 up until now. I don't think that has happened where I haven't, even if I'm just listening to Hair Nation or Ozzy's Boneyard, whatever.
Look at Facebook. Because, I mean, like...
The internet was fucking broken.
Blew up, and I was happy. I mean,
sure.
The guy was dead. Terrible thing. But you know what? For once, there was not politics and people fighting over this and that.
Right. Oh,
everything was shit. Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen, and people are sharing the memories, and that's what everybody here at this
celebrating.
Table,
what we should be doing is celebrating.
Yep. And the memories, and everybody, I don't care who you are, you have some kind of memory of Van Halen.
Right. Yep. Whether you're a Sammy guy or a Dave guy or a Gary Sharon guy, BB.
You're a dirty water dog.
Dirty water dog. That's what they sell, those hot dog carts, right? Dirty water dogs. That's what they are.
But I think Dirty Water Dog is actually a political song, but we won't get into that.
Well, see, that's the Van Halen I don't go for. But like I for myself put that shit aside. It's the same guy playing guitar from 1979 till like I think 2015 was maybe the last album, the last time they played live. 2015, 2016. So you have, how many bands could say that have lasted that long with their original guitar player, original drummer, original singer's back, You know what I mean? And I'm sad for Michael Anthony that he wasn't able to play with Edward one more time before he passed away. I think it was kind of a squandered opportunity, I think. And I understand that he didn't want to push his kid aside, but I really think that Wolfgang probably would have been like, you know what, like, even just Michael, go and play a couple songs or something like that.
Now,
imagine how
I don't
cool
mean
that
to
would have
cut
been
you
to
off,
see.
but
No, go ahead.
actually, Sammy and Michael Anthony actually released a video today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had their condolences. They said their piece because Sammy's doing that birthday bash,
Right.
something on the beach.
Yeah.
Rum
That's
on the
coming
beach
up.
or
That's
something.
like
it's very soon.
It will probably have happened by the time you guys heard
So
this.
it was.
Yeah.
So I think it was like maybe like a 4-minute release video. So it's the first 2 minutes are Sammy and Michael Anthony just talking, about Eddie and condolences to the family, blah blah blah. Then they show the circle actually rehearsing, and they start to play Right Now, and they just stop and like. Sammy stands there. Michael Anthony's like in tears. Like he walks off the stage. Bonham's on the back drums and he's just holding his sticks like this. And then Vic Johnson on guitar. He's just kind of like standing there. Sammy's got his hands behind his back, and it's probably 25 seconds of just silence. And then they start playing Right Now, and it just cuts out.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But
Was that it?
it may have been on. It was somebody put it on Facebook. I don't know if it was on Sammy's.
I'm sure it's probably
thing.
on YouTube now.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Probably now.
I didn't see it. I haven't been on the internet much today.
It was late. It was probably 3-4 o'clock.
Oh, right. Yeah, I haven't been on it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, just very sad. But like just let's celebrate Van Halen. Put your Sammy versus Dave bullshit aside. There's great stuff from both. I just myself prefer the Dave stuff, and everybody has their reasons for which guy, and a lot of it is just when you start listening to Van Halen, and the great debate Sammy versus Dave will go on for fucking ever.
Yes,
but there's never a debate about Ed Van Halen being
the best
ever. Guitar god out there.
It has nothing to do with Van Halen. It has just him as a guitar.
It's him,
Sure.
yeah. Like all the Van Halen albums, he's on all of them.
Yep.
So there's something good to find in everything, whether you're a Sammy guy, Dave guy, Gary Sharon guy. There's something to celebrate. Fuck it. Listen to Michael Jackson throw fucking Beat It On. That solo fucking tears it up on there.
Yep.
Yeah, so
all for free, baby.
Absolutely. So so check out our Spotify playlist on our show notes. Hopefully we'll get. I'm sure Dylan will be back next week because I forget what the fuck we have going on next week. That's so far away. So if you're a new listener, welcome aboard. If you're an old listener, welcome back. Go back and if you're new, go back and check out our older episodes. We are like over 170 episodes. I don't even remember what episode we're even on right now, but we're creeping up on 200 guys, and so
you're getting old, BC.
You're 170. You're almost 170 years old, BC. So there's a lot of cool shit out there, seriously, and go back and listen to our Vanuary episodes. We did a whole month of nothing but Van Halen, and we did albums and songs and a draft. It was a fucking fantastic time to do it, and I'm trying to think of something for different type of episodes to do for January next year. We'll see. It's coming up quick. Oof. So I don't know. I gotta get the thinking cap on for that one. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. We love you guys out there. Listen to some VH. Celebrate the great fucking party that is Van Halen and will always be Van Halen. You can never take that away from phenomenal music. And so enjoy it out there. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. And just crack a beer, grab your bottle of Jack, whatever the fuck, grab a soda, whatever. Raise a toast to Edward Van Halen and the Van Halen era, and just rock out. We love you guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.
Edward!
Cheers, my friend. Rest in peace.